Hello and welcome back to another episode of Couch Potatoes. I'm Sarah, joined by the wonderful Jessica over here. How's it going?
Hi, Sarah. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Living the dream as usual.
Living the dream. Real quick, we talked about Gilmore Girls last week.
Yes.
And then a few days later, we found out it is leaving Netflix.
I think I probably personally had a hand in that.
I think she did. I think Jess did.
Not sorry about it. Yeah, it's leaving Netflix.
I know.
You can't watch anywhere else?
It's on Hulu, but I have Hulu with ads, and I don't know if I want to make that switch, you know?
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha.
But yeah, Jess, not a fan. Not a fan of Gilmore Girls, and then she gets on here and she's like, I don't like it. Lorelai's annoying, and then it's leaving Netflix.
Like I said, sorry, I'm not sorry.
Sorry, I'm not
I gave it a chance. I gave it the chance. Yeah. I probably would like it if I continued to watch it, but I'm really excited about today's episode.
Yes. So today we're talking about the Gilded Age.
The Gilded Age.
The Gilded Age. Jess, you've seen all of the episodes?
Start to finish, all three. I think 3 seasons are out. I've seen every single one.
Yep, they're filming season 4 now. So some of you might know the Gilded Age is, very known for, shooting in this area.
Yeah.
Like first season was in Troy. They shot in second season, I think it was Troy, Albany, and Cohoes.
Yep.
And then last season, season 3, it was Schenectady, Troy, maybe Albany.
Yeah, definitely Albany, not Cohoes last year.
No. And then now, I think this year, I don't know if they're shooting in Albany, but I know they're shooting in Troy, and I know they're shooting in Schenectady for season 4.
Yeah. Well, Schenectady has that great
the Stockade.
Stockade, which I had no idea what that was.
I went there for the first time a couple weeks ago. Just drive through, walk
was it on
through.
Your list?
It was on the list. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know if they're done shooting or still shooting at this point, but
they might be wrapping up.
Wrapping up.
I think I've seen the last few days a bunch of them at like some maybe like interview style parties or something. So it might be towards the end of wrapping up. I'm hoping because I'm waiting for the way season 3 ended.
Oh,
shocking.
Okay, so I have not seen the Gilded Age at all. For this episode, I watched the very first episode of the Gilded Age,
which is basically a mini movie.
It was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it really sets up everything really well as to what you're about to enter.
Yeah, definitely. Some photos here. So we have some photos of the filming here. I think this was in Troy a few years ago. This photo, some of the houses, this was a house in Troy that was kind of modeled after the Gilded Age. This is actually a scene from the show, which is actually in the first episode. So when I saw it, I was like, I recognize that. This was filming in Albany because the show takes place in Central Park, New York City.
Yes,
right?
in 1882.
Or not Central Park, just New York City.
Yeah.
But
up and coming New York City.
Yeah, so 1882 it's set. So from what I know about the show, is how, I've done a lot of writing articles on this, but never actually watched it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's, again, takes place in 1882, and it's kind of like the feud between, like, old money and new money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. The old money is definitely the people that came over on the Mayflower, were basically the first settlers. Mm-hmm. And then the new money people show up who were the ones who basically owned banks and tried to get railroads made. So the whole first season is basically about the new money trying to fit in with the old money.
Yes, and you get that from the first episode. Yeah. And let me tell you, I have so many thoughts.
Okay.
I have so many thoughts. So it stars Christine Baranski, right?
Yes.
As Agnes.
Van Ryan.
What?
Her name is Agnes Van Ryan.
Oh.
Very
fancy. She's the old money. She's the old money.
Yes.
She has her sister, Ada.
Yep.
As well. And then basically her niece. The father dies, her father dies, and the niece comes to live with them.
Yes, in New York City. She was previously living, I think it's Pennsylvania is what they say. Yeah, and her father basically leaves her with no money. And then, she goes and lives with her aunts. And the lady that plays the niece, fun fact, her mother is, do you know?
No.
Meryl Streep in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think she has 3 daughters. All of them have dabbled into acting, but that one's really the breakout star.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Fun fact for you.
So that's Marion. So Marion's the niece, comes to live with them. And then we have, there's also this other character we meet along the way, Peggy Scott.
Yes.
So basically Marion gets into not trouble, but there's a fight kind of at the train station. and her purse gets lost. Stolen. Yeah, it was probably, one of those schemes. They're like, oh, oops, bumped into you, sorry, and steals your purse, right?
Yeah.
So she doesn't have her ticket or any money or anything. And then Peggy very nicely buys her the ticket.
Right.
And then they go to the city.
Yep. Because Peggy is on her way to see, well, she says she's on her way to see her family. But there's issues between her and her dad.
Which we haven't really gotten into, really. Because
But do you want to know?
Of course I want to know. I don't know, because here's the thing. I don't know if I want to finish the series. I might. Who's to say? But.
So do you want me to spill it for you or no?
Sure.
Okay, so Peggy winds up having a baby before.
Oh.
And her father basically gives the baby away for adoption.
Oh, so she is.
So she's very estranged with her father.
I understand.
Later in the episode, she does meet up with her mother.
Yep.
So spoiler alert, she does reconcile with her father at some point in the series, and then they continue a relationship because they're right in Brooklyn. And she winds up staying where she is.
Yes, yep. So Marion, offers the first episode, fairies aren't running to Brooklyn. So Marion's like, come stay with us. I'm sure my aunts would be, fine with having you there.
Right.
And then Agnes actually, hires her because she's, really...
For
penmanship, yeah, because she, writes really well. And so she actually hires her and she lives there.
Right, but her sister, who's played by Cynthia Nixon...
Yep.
She's really the nicer sister, the sweeter sister. You could really tell that she's a really great person. But as her sister, Agnes Van Ryan, I just love saying Van Ryan. I just think it's so bougie, a van, the word van before your last name.
Yeah.
But clearly she brings Peggy in and starts questioning her. And then they find out they actually have a mutual connection because Peggy went to a school that their father was a patron of. Mm-hmm. So they had visited that school over so many years and likely saw Peggy at that school, just didn't know her yet.
Yeah.
So she then stays with them, and she does continue to stay with them throughout. I think she basically stayed with them throughout all 3 seasons.
Oh,
at this
wow.
point. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool, good to know. I just have to say, I wrote this down in my notes.
Okay.
Agnes is the actual worst. So we'll get into that. So to the old money and the new money feud, across the street, I guess they were building this house for a while.
Yep.
This mansion, yeah. House is, not the best word to use, but they're building this mansion for years. And they finally move in. It's the Russells that move in.
Yes.
And they're of new money.
New money. Because George Russell, who is played by Morgan Spector, who I have to say, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but he is the most attractive man I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm so sorry for saying it, but I'm just saying how I feel. I'm just saying. So yes, he is basically the railroad king in this series, and his wife, Bertha Russell, she's a force to be reckoned with as well.
Yes.
And she will do anything, and I'm telling you, it gets crazy throughout this show what she's willing to do to fit in with the new money.
By the way this episode ended, I kind of picked that up.
Because at the end, she's not screaming at him, but she's like, I'll do anything, and that's my word. I'll do anything to get in.
Oh, she said, I wrote it down, I'll never give up, make them sorry, I'll make them sorry one day.
Yes.
So that kind of tells you.
She, like I said, she does go through she, at one point, basically marries her daughter off to really high society.
Oh, wow.
To get in.
Wow.
And, I think from what I remember, the new money is trying to style their lifestyle after the British. So you notice at the end, I think right before she had her soiree of all those people who were coming to see her house, she had a crown on.
Oh.
So they really are trying to fit in with what the British were doing because I think that they believe that's what the old money was also trying to do. But clearly they're not. They're just off living their own lives. And Yeah.
I think we'll take our first break here. And then you mentioned the soiree, which I would like to talk about. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're watching Couch Potatoes. Hello, welcome back to Couch Potatoes. We're talking about the Gilded Age today. And it's about the old money versus the new money. And I'd previously said Agnes is the worst.
Yes.
Because she does not accept the new money
Not
people at all.
No.
And the Russells live right across the street
Right.
from them. So basically, the Russells move in, and Bertha's like, let's have a soiree, invite everybody, see the house.
Yep.
And not many people show up.
Nope. No. I think it was the niece shows up.
And the niece, Marion, she only shows up because, Agnes is like, we're not going.
Right.
She sneaks out.
And Agnes is trying to instill that you are old money and don't let anyone else ever tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
But it's also really interesting to see how generational-wise, how they're accepting old money and new money. Also, the show is it is about old money and new money, but it's also like to see how loosely based on how New York came to be, basically. So. So she goes over, and then only one of the ladies that is part of the high society group, who I think was Mrs. Fane, goes to that party as well.
Yes.
So there's Mrs. Astor, who you only meet, I think, at the end of the episode, because her daughter comes home and she asks, "Where's Mama?" And she goes there. Mrs. Astor, she is the top of the pyramid of high society.
Yeah, I was wondering because you didn't really get introduced till she was, and all that happens with that scene is that I think you said the daughter comes home and she picks up this pile of invitations.
Yep.
And she's like, "Oh, they're just old invitations." She's like, "Well, this one was for tonight," and it was Bertha's invitation.
Right.
And she's like, and she burns it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Fane or Mrs. Astor. And also Nathan Lane shows up at some point. So Nathan Lane is actually BFFs with Mrs. Astor.
Oh, wow.
And then he becomes friends with Mrs. Russell.
Okay.
And he also really helps Mrs. Russell and Mrs. Astor come together. I mean, it's very interesting to see how eventually Mrs. Russell becomes the top of the pyramid, too.
Interesting.
Because they also loosely based on how, the Met came to be, the Metropolitan Opera House.
Yeah.
And in the show, they basically say that it's Bertha who puts all the money in for the Met to open.
Wow.
Mrs. Astor already has an opera house, so everyone's flocking to the new one.
Yeah.
So the first season, definitely there's a lot of back and forth between all of the ladies, and I just love all their names, like Mrs. Fane, Mrs. Fish, Miss Astor. It's just such proper. And how did you feel about the way they talked?
Okay, the way that Bertha Russell talks really threw me. I think everyone else is I was like, oh yeah, this is what I would expect, but she I don't know how to describe the way she talks. I mean, it's just really grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. I was watching this last night with my boyfriend, and I said to him, if you could pick a different era to live in, what era would you pick in? And he had picked, even before this, he was picking early settlers, that era. I think I would want to be in this era. Obviously, I think I would want to be in their society bracket with those dresses.
Yeah.
Because they also said that The Gilded Age is one of the most accurate shows to watch based on their costume design and their set design and everything. And I just love all their dresses. I low-key wish we dressed like that every day. Because that'd be so funny and weird. But I just love the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. Something else I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So the Russells, Bertha, what is her husband's name?
George Russell.
George. They have 2 children.
Yes.
I think you already mentioned the daughter, who at this point they keep saying she's not out in society yet, so she's in her teens.
She's
probably
15, 16, 17. But at that point, if you were in that part of society, you would have a debutante ball to be introduced.
Yeah.
So Gladys. So she keeps Gladys under a tight ship, and she's not allowed to leave the house ever without somebody. Also in this period, all of the women, especially Mrs. Russell and Agnes, they all have their own personal maids that would help them get ready for the day, dress them, whatever. And she, throughout the show, is not allowed to leave her house without her maid.
Gotcha.
It's not until she's out that she's allowed to leave.
Gotcha. And then there's a son, Larry.
Yes.
Who I sense something going on between Larry and Marion.
You sensed right. But Marion actually dates a different fella for season 1.
Okay.
She actually winds up dating Mr. Rakes, the guy that was telling her that there's no money in the bank anymore.
Oh, that guy.
Yes.
Okay. I don't hate that.
But he turns out to be your typical man.
He's bad.
And actually, the way they ended season 3 was Marion and Larry, like, being engaged. I know. I'm spilling everything. I'm so sorry.
If you didn't want spoilers, don't watch this show. But they have like a really like I don't know if you call it a meet cute, but the dog Pumpkin, who I would die for,
So cute,
runs into the road,
right?
And he runs out to go save him from like the carriage and the horse that goes by, and that's how they meet.
Just an everyday superhero walking around saving the dog's life.
Exactly, because also Agnes's son, right? Oscar had been talking to Larry earlier, right? And was like, "Oh yeah, my cousin just came to live with us." And I forgot what he says, but basically he's like, "Oh,
like an old hag.
She's old, yeah. She's ugly.
Never even seen her,
and he's never seen her before."
Right.
Which brings me to probably the most awkward part when Oscar and Marion meet. Again, they're cousins. Oscar goes, "Should we kiss? We are cousins." I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, Oscar's an interesting character.
He is because
towards the end of the episode, they let out a big secret about Oscar, and it's a really interesting storyline to watch for the rest of the season, and then just how society accepted. But I can't remember. I don't think that they ever publicly said anything.
Okay.
But yeah, the first time I watched this and I saw the ending of that, I went like. Okay, we're showing everything today.
Yeah. So that was probably like the most awkward moment of the of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need Marion and Larry to be together.
If you keep watching, I can't remember what happened, but they definitely are together at some point, and I don't think they tell anybody because, well, it's very funny too because the aunts definitely switch roles at one point. So Ada actually becomes, she's not as stern as Agnes, but something happens and Ada really becomes the head of the household, and then now Agnes becomes the spinster sister that they basically refer to Ada as. Okay. It's really, really good.
Okay.
Love it.
Maybe I will have to continue watching this. Maybe I will. And I really like Ada because she, when Marion sneaks back in and they're kind of like chatting.
Yes.
I don't remember what said exactly, but Ada goes, never break your moral code.
Right.
As in, like, do what's right.
Yeah.
So if, you wanted to go over to the soiree, like,
then just go.
Don't tell Agnes, but,
right. And she's like that for the whole time.
Yeah.
She's the one that Miriam goes and talks to, that she can talk to, that Agnes is not going to freak out on her. Yeah. And I think Cynthia Nixon just does such a good job. And I think she's just made for that role. I mean, from my generation, we all know her as Miranda Hobbs over on Sex and the City. Yep. But I think Cynthia also really is, I think she started as a Broadway actor. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's so easy for her, and it's just such a good role for her. It's so good.
Yeah. I think that'll bring us to our last break here, and then we'll come back, some final thoughts about the Gilded Age. Be right back. Hello, welcome back to Couch Potatoes with Sara and Jess. We watched The Gilded Age. Well, Jess has seen all The Gilded Age. I watched the first episode of The Gilded Age. I'm still debating if I want to watch the rest of it or not. I know you're going to say yes.
Are you big into, like, series where it's a different time period?
Well, that's funny you say that. I really like Bridgerton.
I've never seen Bridgerton.
You've never seen... All right, next episode.
I've been wanting to.
You have to watch Bridgerton. So Bridgerton... And I looked it up because I was like... How are these time periods different? So again, Gilded Age is 1882. It's in New York City.
Yes.
Bridgerton is in London, basically.
At the same time?
It's like 1810s or 20s. So it's a little earlier.
Okay.
But still, got the fancy dress, the houses.
Yeah.
So it's very 1800s time period,
Right.
Yeah.
I really never got into shows where it's a different time period.
Yeah.
But this makes me feel smart. Like, I feel like I just took a history class. I'm like, okay, I know what I'm talking about. But after watching this, I've dabbled into so many other shows where it's around this time period. I mean, the Yellowstone universe put out a series called 1883.
Oh, okay.
And that's basically about them going west.
Yeah.
And then what else have I watched? Oh, Hell on Wheels, which was a really good one. That was about the men who are building the railroad
Okay.
across America. That was really good. And The Crown, obviously. I love The Crown.
I have not actually seen The Crown.
It's so good, and I mean, I really enjoyed it, but I really enjoyed the last few seasons because I wanted to get like to the Diana of it all. And
Yeah.
the first few episodes, I might have fell asleep.
Then it gets better.
Then it gets better.
Yeah, no, I really like Bridgerton. So because Bridgerton is focused on romance, right?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So with this, I'm like, where's the romance?
Yeah, there's not that much, but I will say there is romance, I think, in the second season or maybe third, because my boyfriend tapped out at that point. He was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
I'm not doing this.
And I said, fine, I am on the ship alone. I am finishing this.
I'm not doing this anymore. That is funny. So just how the episode ended. So we kind of mentioned it earlier, but like no one shows up to her soiree. She has all this food, which they have to get rid of, basically.
At least she donates it to charity.
She donates it, yes.
So she does have a good bone in her body.
Yes, yep. She donates it. And in the two people that did show up, right? The one, basically, who was it again? It was
Mrs. Fane.
Mrs. Fane. How do you spell that?
F-A-N-E.
F-A-N-E. Fane. Okay, gotcha. She only shows up because she wants money.
Right, because she has her
for
own
her charity.
Yep.
And then once Bertha kind of finds out about that, she's like, please leave.
I forgot she threw her out of the house.
Yeah, she didn't say please leave. She said, get out of my house.
Get out, girl. Get out.
And then with Marion, she was like, I'm so sorry, I can't stay, I gotta go. And then she also threw sort of an attitude.
Right.
But then George was like,
girl.
Like her aunts probably forbade her from coming here, and she came here anyway.
Yes.
So then I think she's kind of like, fine.
Right. She like accepted the fact.
Yeah.
But Miriam definitely comes around and definitely will spend more time over there. And like I said, it's interesting to see how the different generations were accepting everybody in, because the younger ones, because they all go to Newport, which is like the hot spot at that point in Rhode Island. That's where we first meet Oscar, and he's meeting Larry, and this is Astor's kid.
Yeah.
They all seem to be very okay with each other. It's more the older generation.
Yeah.
It's like,
definitely.
get out of my house, please.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And then it ends with her, like, basically, like, sobbing in bed. And George comes in and it was like, hey.
Yeah, like, what are we doing?
Yeah. But no, she does end it, she says the line, I'll never give up and I'll make them pay one day. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, and she does. She does a lot of different things to try to break into society. I can't even fathom that being something having to happen today.
No, I don't think I can either.
Like, and I don't even think it's a real thing. I don't know. Not definitely here where I need to break into society. I'm just walking around. You know what I mean? Like, there you had to, like, in this time period, you had to, like, throw a party. You had to show how much money you had. And he's definitely, he's a well-respected businessman in the show. And I think it's easier for him. But, again, there is some scenes where he's like, well, you didn't want to accept my money the first time or the second time.
Yeah, George Russell. Yeah, there is that one scene, because you said he's like the railroad king.
Yes.
I guess he was talking to the other guy.
Who already has a railroad.
And he didn't accept his offer for something about a railroad.
He basically wanted to buy a part of the railroad to a certain town that he basically wanted to own. The guy turned him down twice, so George says, okay, I'll build my own.
Yep, so he's going to build his own railroad right next to his. And he's like, you're going to put me out of business. And he's like, next time accept my offer.
Yeah.
So he means business.
Yes, I would say that they're both ruthless, but in this case, Bertha is 30 times worse.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's so interesting, because, again, it's hers not so much the business aspect, it's the society aspect.
Right.
And then he's with the business, yeah.
You kind of get it. You want to be a part of the cool group, and I feel like she does anything for it.
Yeah. There was also this one part where because again, I think they mentioned it took like 3 years to build that house, mansion.
On 61st Street, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it's 61st Street. And someone asked like who the builder was, and they're like, oh, this guy built it for us. And they were like, well, you should stick to like...
Yeah, what everyone uses.
Who everyone has, yeah. So...
And also, I will say, the storylines too between like the house staff... That's a whole nother, really good storylines there. Yeah. Because I think they call them the footmen, the guys that are basically, like, the waiters and stuff. Yeah. Like, they meet the other ones across the street. Like, it's so interesting to see that side of it, too, in the show. Because
we were chatting a little bit, and it sounds like that the Russells, like, staff don't really like them, or at least the head maid or something doesn't like...
head maid, she's got... different motives for sure. Yeah. Her storyline's really interesting. I will say that she is not a maid forever. She may come into money. A man with money.
Okay.
That's really interesting right there.
Yeah.
And also the chef for the Russells. That's a really good storyline too. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that, I mean, any good show has different storylines, but like, if this first episode, I was like, oh, we're following this storyline now.
Yeah, and I will say, not to shade Gilmore Girls again, but when I watched the Gilded Age, maybe because I've already seen it, but I didn't feel confused. Like, I just knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Probably because I've already seen it.
Yeah, probably.
But the Gilmore Girls, I was maybe confused I'm always confused, but it confused me a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, Sarah. Sorry, Netflix.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. So yeah, I might, if I continue watching this, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Is every episode like an hour and a half or like?
I would say 45 minutes or so.
Maybe just the first episode.
Yeah, because they do a lot of, I feel like they put a lot into that first episode to get you comfortable and familiar with what's going on.
Yeah, and I was also trying to be like, do I recognize any of these buildings? But like, not really.
So I will say that so we did mention it earlier, they did film in Cohoes.
Yeah.
So they filmed at the Cohoes Lofts, which overlook the Cohoes Falls.
Oh.
And the Cohoes Lofts used to be a manufacturing place. I think it was textiles or something that used to be out of that building. It was that one and the building across the street. And then they filmed in the music hall.
Yes, yep.
So I'm a big music hall girl. We're there almost once a month for a Dead show.
Oh, nice.
And so when that came on, they did not touch anything. Like, you would think that they would go into a place and redo it for the time period. When we watched it, we knew exactly where they were.
Wow.
We knew exactly where they were in the music hall, like where they were sitting just from like the camera angle. And from what I remember, I think a lot of people from here, where we work, sign up to be extras.
Oh, okay.
Because I know a few people upstairs signed up to be extras,
really?
and I think some people from news too signed up too.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I stalked it.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, so, I mean, overall, I didn't hate it.
So what would you give it out of 10 for the first episode?
Maybe like a 7.
That's a strong 7.
I know, I think it's strong. I think it's a strong rating.
Yeah.
So, that'll do it for this episode of Couch Potatoes. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.